Maxwell. Welcome back to my channel. This is J.Max Reax, and today I'm watching a video by Sack Hub that says song sampling has gotten so ass. I actually kind of agree with that before watching it, but let's see what he says.
Whether we talking Queen Naja's recent single, Cardi B's, or Drake's I'm
Too sexy for this too sexy for your girl.
to name a few, it's giving the lost art of song sampling, as sampled records in recent years lack inventiveness. Like nothing but nostalgia be carrying the track from start to finish.
As a creative tool, like for someone to use a sample of an existing piece of music for their music, I think it's extraordinarily lazy. It's much easier to take something that is already awesome and play it again with your name on it.
It's common for producers to grab a slice of a record, adjust the tempo, maybe the octave, throw a little beat over it, and call it a day. Technically, it's a sample, but making it your own requires a high level of talent, skill, and research.
And a lot of cats won't sample because you got to do your record history. You got to understand producers of the 70s. You got to understand who you sample and who you don't. It's a lot of mental homework that you have to do when it comes to shopping for records. Sampling is hard, so you want to make it your own.
Do y'all remember when Sir Mix-a-Lot hit him with
My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun.
Then 2 decades later, a lady by the name of Nicki Minaj sampled it and created an anthem that had the world yelling,
Oh my gosh, look at her butt.
yeah, that's how you eat a sample. But while we talking samples that understood the assignment, shout out to J. Cole, Sean Kingston, Gwen Stefani, Nelly, Rihanna, and the legend who created one of the best songs of all time. Crazy in Love is a perfect example of a sample flipped to perfection. Literally everything eats, from the blaring horns, the ferocious beat, Beyonce's angelic yet powerful vocals, the elite production. I mean, there's nothing bad you could say about the song. And even if you do, you can't deny the fact that
It's singing. She's doing stuff there that nobody else can do.
The original inspiration for In My Hat sample was fire. I grew up on a sample, which just brought me back to childhood memories. I was like, it'd be fun flipping it.
Lil TJ's most recent song is another great example of a sample used creatively as his genius twist on the original record transformed it into a melodic drill smash. Shout out to TJ and the song's producer, because they got a hit on their hands. Like, the production is chef's kissy. It's very much #1 on Billboard material, and so is Flo Milli's bossy flip on Zero Mostel's If I Were a Rich Man.
Now I'm rich, bitch.
While discussing the lack of creativity within song samples earlier, I forgot to emphasize I ain't a producer or DJ or none, so
Excuse me when this comes out and some is in the comments like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't.
but my verdict still stands.
Okay. Not mad at that one at all. I like that he put a disclaimer in there, because at the end of the day, we are not music industry experts. We are not songwriters. Well, I'm a songwriter, but we're not producers. We don't know the history of all of these things, and we're not like experts. We're just not SMEs in these subjects. We just give you our honest opinions when we get on these videos. And at first, when I first started watching Sack Hub videos, I used to get mad because he would be so biased. And he still shows, displays signs of bias toward like Nicki and B, but then, he didn't diss anybody else or discredit anybody else. So no need for that. He's cool. That's what he likes. Yeah, music samples are definitely an interesting topic of conversation in this day and age. You see it a lot. I will say shout out to the fact that artists are trying to do something different with the samples. Whereas like some of the samples that you saw in the 90s, they weren't even samples, they just covered the songs. And it was the same song. So I would give people their credit for that aspect of it. Some of them are lazy, some of them are genius. Some of them are just meh. They're in the beginning, they're in the middle of it. Yeah, I like what he listed. Yeah, when you do samples right, it's pretty cool. I think First Class by Jack Harlow, that's definitely a sample done right. A beautiful sample done right. And I'm gonna just play devil's advocate. I think sometimes the way Sweetie samples things and does it, gives it her own twist. it's pretty much done right. She was able to kind of navigate a lane for herself with that. I'm always interested when she drops songs to see if she's gonna sample something and like what moment of nostalgia is gonna give me. From My Type and her song with Tyga and YG Motormouth, that one right there was a dope one. Of course, Tap In. Who wasn't blowing the whistle when they was in high school and college? Like, you know, you hear it and you're like, okay, she played on it very well, but now it's something different. So people can do it. Not everybody can. But it's pretty awesome when they're actually able to do it right. So shout out to Sacco for this one. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. He put some really interesting things out there for y'all to kind of think about, a different perspective. He gonna stand and be biased, but it's always cool to see that. And you know, he is always chopping it up with people in the comments about their perspective, but he's standing 10 toes down on all the shit that he say, which I respect. So let me know what you thought about this one below. Comment, like, subscribe. Until next time, peace.